This is Wade from Stash House Inventory.
How old are you, Mr. Wade?
I'm 37 years old.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you grew up and whatnot.
Okay, as a little kid, my mom, kind of a single parent, took care of her. My older brother moved away. Both my parents are currently deceased. Started working when I was 16, worked for used car lots and towed cars. Took care of both my parents till they died. My mother died of cancer, stage 4, brain and lung.
What schools did you go to?
I went to Belleville West. I went to Edwardsville High School.
Did you graduate?
Did not.
When did you leave school?
10th grade.
What did you do after you left?
About the age of 16, I got out there bad on drugs and fought to get it back together.
Who introduced you to that lifestyle?
My parents.
How old were you when you got introduced to that?
I started drinking about the 3rd, 4th grade, and by the age of 11, started smoking weed.
And you started that with your parents?
Yes.
Okay, then when did it progress to harder substances?
About the age of 16, my mother got me addicted to crack.
How does that happen? How did your parents introduce you to substances that are toxic?
Well, I was in high school and I found a person at a party that did cocaine, and then I caught her smoking crack, and I wound up becoming her runner. I ran to the hood all the time for her drugs. She was also a methadone patient. Everybody, makes mistakes and has their problems, but overall, she was a good woman and a good mom.
What else do you remember about growing up from your childhood?
Yeah. I started riding dirt bikes when I was 4.
Who started you on that?
My dad bought me my first dirt bike, a little 50.
What jobs have you had over time?
I've worked for used car lots. I've done concrete. I've done drywall and painting, asphalt, pavement, seal coating. Pretty much, I'm general construction laborer. Since 2014, I've been trying to get into the union as a union construction laborer. Just hard. I have caught 2 DUIs. So, I haven't had a license in 5 years. Makes it hard to get a job.
Have you ever tried to get sober?
Well, yes, I had throughout my life. I think I've had about a year sobriety.
That's the longest you've ever been sober?
Yes, sir.
When are you gonna go back to rehab, or
Been considering it.
what's stopping you?
Just life in general and being out here and struggling to keep my things.
You ever been married?
I had a fiance. I was with her for 4 years. She was from Fairmont.
Kids?
I have a 7-year-old daughter, but I've also raised other kids. My fiance, she had 3 kids.
Where's your daughter?
My daughter, she lives with her mom in Collinsville, Illinois.
How often do you see her in communication with her?
I seen her over the summer, and I come back from Michigan, and I was hoping to see her for Christmas, and I don't know, her mom won't talk to me now.
What were you doing in Michigan?
I was up visiting a friend.
How long were you in Michigan?
November and December.
Did you work up there?
No, I didn't have an ID. I was looking for work.
So what did you do for money in Michigan?
Well, I get a check on the 3rd. They expect me to live off $400 a month.
How fast does that go?
Like in a week.
What do you do? Buy your food and necessities and...
Yep, things I need for the month. Sometimes I'll go get my hair cut.
So what else do you do for money when your check runs out?
I look for side work, or I'll ask anybody, you need help? Can I help you with this or that?
Do you have any other family that are living besides your mom and dad? Well, your mom and dad are no longer with us, but do you have any other family that you're in communication with that can give you some help?
No, not really.
No aunties, no
Yeah, my
uncles?
aunt Glen Carbon helps me a little bit and gives me a room here and there, but you could really tell when people really don't want you there, though. So I come out here to get away from them and give them room. And currently I'm working on actually getting back to Glen Carbon so I can be at home for a little while, take a shower.
How long have you been out here?
I've been out here a couple weeks now.
How long have you been homeless?
Since 2014, on and off for the last 13 years.
What caused that?
When I caught my DUI, I lost my house, my cars, my lady left me. And it's just been bad.
Are there any agencies or shelters that you can go to get help?
Not really. There's one in East St. Louis, St. Vincent and de Paul, that I've been to, and they'll help you get a phone and they'll let you do your laundry. And overall, they're decent people.
Why didn't you stay there?
It's just overcrowded and just a bunch of mixes of people. And
But they do help.
yes, sir.
When was the last time you were there?
Last winter.
You thinking about going back, or you kind of?
Yeah, I'm looking for work. I want to get back on my feet.
You got to get your ID first. Don't you know about the Catholic services around in this area that you can go and they can help you get an ID and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried?
No, actually, I went on DMV.org and I paid to order a brand new ID.
So it's on the way?
Yes, sir.
When will you get it?
Hopefully in a week.
Okay, and then after you get your ID, what's the plan?
I got my birth certificate. I might be moving out of state again.
Where'd you plan on moving?
I kind of wanted to go out towards Cali. I've lived in Colorado. I've stayed in Texas. I've been all over the place.
How was it staying in those other places? What was the differences from here, in your opinion?
Different laws, different scenery. Like I lived out in Colorado Springs. There's mountains everywhere. Really, really nice.
What about the advantages? Were there different advantages there than here?
No, better minimum wage, different people. Even the cops treat you differently. They ask you for permission for everything. If you're stuck and you can't get to the shelter, they give you courtesy rides. In our town here in Granite City, they don't offer a whole lot of help.
How do they treat you in this area?
Treat me all right. I have no issues. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're kicked out of almost all these stores and places around here. And I stay away from them because I'm not kicked out of anywhere. I'm not a felon.
Why do they kick them out of the stores and places around here? What are the reasons, in your opinion?
I'm pretty sure they got caught stealing or something like that.
So do you blame them for being barred or banned from those places?
I don't blame them. I know what it's like to struggle. I mean, as long as they're not stealing from me, which happened the other day.
What happened the other day?
I brought a guy from Edwardsville because he walks around Edwardsville homeless, and there's just no really opportunities there for him. You know?
And what did he do?
He stole a pack of my cigarettes. He stole one of my big lighters. And purposely annoyed me all night to the point where I left him in Madison. I did come back there in the morning to look for him to give him some bus tokens, but I never found him.
So you still wanted to help him even though
Even after what he did, yes. I have a good heart.
Did you grow up in church?
No. I had a little church group when I lived in Troy in elementary, and on the weekends, I forget what day it'd be, they'd barbecue and we'd play games. And
so moving forward, what's the plan for you, Mr. Wade?
Working on getting a job and try to get into housing, get my own place so I could get my daughter into my life even more.
You see yourself going back to rehab anytime soon?
Maybe. I mean, I've even considered, like, I look for AA meetings, and right now I'm a struggling alcoholic. Yeah, it's been that way since my brother hung himself.
Wow.
Yeah, he was always a strong one, you know. He hung gutter, he worked every day, took care of his kids, and we lost our mom, and next thing I know, he hung himself. That's when I went off the deep end and lost my house. And
If you can go back and talk to a young Mr. Wade, knowing what you know now, what would you tell him?
I would have told him to stay in school and listen to his elders, because they've been there, done that.
And if you want to say anything, Mr. Wade, in closing to anybody who may be looking for you, wondering if you're okay now, is the time.
Yep. Well, my name's Wade, and I'm in Granite City. I'm just getting my life together, helping people out when I can, even when I have nothing. I'm out here feeding people because they're hungry, and it'll be my last little bit of money, and I'll feed somebody.
We appreciate you, Mr. Wade. Thank you.
Thank you.